Hello, welcome back to another episode of Leo Interviews. Today we have Anjel Hartwell with us.
I'm very excited to be here, Leo.
Yes, as always, let's go ahead and get into today's podcast. Tell me about you.
Well, I am an executive advisor and consultant for people who have big ideas and who are here to change the world in powerful ways.
So how do you help people change the world?
Well, the people that I work with are people who, as I said, have big ideas for creating change. They can be in all different kinds of industries. Some people are in the health industry. Some people are in education. Some people are in the law. Some people are in, entrepreneurship, business, and they all have big ideas. And their big ideas are to make change in that area of interest for them. So let's say, for example, Leo, that somebody has a really, really good idea for changing how kids learn. And maybe instead of sitting you in a classroom, they put you behind the mic like you are right now. You're learning so much because you're spending this time behind the mic. So if somebody had that kind of an idea to bring into an existing field like education, I help them to figure out how to set everything up so that they can communicate that idea really clearly and so that they can make money doing what they want to do.
Awesome. Yeah, because most kids, when to them learning is going to school, sitting on a dirty old busted wooden chair that survived during the American Revolution that was probably tossed down and used as like a shield in a gunfight. An old chair, an old desk, and under fluorescent lights and the learning math and all this that's not good for you. Like learning stuff, like that's the good part, but being under like fluorescent lights and just I think the under the desk probably has mold, so that's even worse. So me, always getting like real world experience is usually sometimes a bit better.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely real world experience. And that's just an example. Education is one example of the kinds of people I work with. So another example is people who are, for example, in the law. So I had a client that I worked with, and her idea was to help families be able to pass on the money that they create in their lifetime to their children in really intelligent ways, so that money is actually allowed to grow and build. And so she teaches lawyers how to have conversations with families about how to move their money to the younger generation. And now her idea was a really big idea. And one of the things that I helped her with was to get really clear about how valuable her idea was so that she could then go out into the world and turn that idea into reality as well as money. And now her company is worth $15 million.
Wow, that is a lot of money. But
sure is.
Yeah. But you know what doesn't cost too much money? This beautiful hat that you guys can buy at leointerviews.com, coming soon. If you guys also want to stay notified, then hit the little bell button where you guys subscribe so you guys get notified when I upload or maybe make a post that the hats are officially live, because these hats are beautiful and you just want to go ahead and buy them, because why not?
So, Leo, I just want to reflect to you that one of the things that you just did was you sold something. And this can be very challenging for a lot of people. And this is one of the things I help my people with, is sometimes they have this big idea, but they don't know how to ask people to either buy into the idea or to buy the thing, the product, the service that they are wanting to sell in order to create the change they're here to create. So I just want to applaud you and ring my bell. I have a bell. Well done, Leo,
Thank
on
you.
selling. Very well done on selling. Selling is pretty much one of the most important things a business owner can be doing.
Oh, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You did that so well, too. I was very impressed. I feel like I want to buy a hat now.
I mean, hey, again, I mean, who doesn't want to buy a hat? These hats are the best hats that you'll ever find.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. So the other thing that I'm noticing about you, Leo, is not only are you willing to sell, but you really believe in what you're selling. You just said these are the best hats that you can buy. So again, I'm going to ring my bell for you because if you're going to be selling something, you have to believe that it's of value. Otherwise, it's going to be really hard for you to do that.
Yeah, if you're trying to pitch a product and you're like, okay, I have the next generation of Scrub Daddy. We have Scrub Grandpa, right? Because there's Scrub Uncle, Scrub Aunt, I don't know, right? Wait, one of these new ideas, right? Or maybe just a whole new product entirely. You can't walk up to a shark on Shark Tank or someone willing to invest and you're like, yeah, so buy my product. I don't think this product is going to help you, but I want money, so just go ahead and buy anyway. Now people aren't going to buy because you the creator of the product said that now it's not too good.
That's right. That's exactly right. And that's one of the things that I teach the people that I work with. You have to love what you have to offer. And if you don't love it, then you need to go back to the drawing board and figure out why you don't love it and either start loving it again or start from scratch and figure out something else that you want to do or you want to sell.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because again, if you just say, yeah, so my product stinks, it's horrible. It's basically so when your dog poops, my product is a machine that clones the poop and replicates it, and it's good for pranks. Oh yeah, but it stinks and it causes vomiting and 12 other side effects. So it's terrible. No one should buy it. Well, guess what? Now no one's gonna buy it, even if you say, "Please buy it because I want money." Well, you reader, like I said again, it's coming from you. You're saying that your product is terrible. Now no one's gonna buy it.
That's right. And it's not just products, Leo. The people that I work with, often it's services that they're offering, not necessarily products. Although I have some people who are doing both products and services. And it's the same with services. Like if you don't believe in what you're selling, if you don't have enthusiasm for what you're selling, if you don't feel like what you're offering is going to really make a difference for somebody, is really going to impact them positively or impact the rest of the world through them really positively, then it can be really hard to continue to be putting it out there because, not everybody's going to want to buy what you have to offer. And because people are often going to say no, if you're not really enthusiastic, it's going to be hard to get to the yes. Make sense?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's like a good example of this is it's like the guy from State Farm who does all the ads. I don't know his name, but I'm sure most of the people know the State Farm guy who appears on most of the ads. That's him saying, yeah, so don't buy from State Farm. It's terrible. Even I'm saying it. But please buy because we want money. Nobody's going to buy it now.
That's right. That's right. And, I think it's important that we talk about wanting money too, Leo, because if you don't sell and you don't exchange money with people in your business, then you're not going to have a business because the exchange of money is really the lifeblood. It's like the blood in your body. You know how your body has blood that's circulating around? Money is the same thing in our economy. Money circulates through the economy and it needs to circulate through your business in order for your business to actually stay alive. So we definitely want to be asking for money And we definitely want to be enthusiastic about asking for money.
Yeah. Yeah. So speaking of money, what is the biggest piece of financial advice that you could give to someone?
Well, I have some things that I teach my people about what I call wealth. It's not just talking about money, it's talking about wealth. And for me, wealth is more than just money. It's the sum total of all of the resources that we have. And I use the word thief, THIEF, to talk about this because very often we're stealing from one area or another. And so wealth for me is our time, our health, our imagination, which is a combination of our intelligence and our intuition, our ecosystem of exchange, which is all the people that we do business with, and then fun with our family, friends, and fellow travelers on the journey. So money is only one small part of that, and it falls under the ecosystem of exchange. And so I think the biggest thing that I have learned about money and about being in business that I would want you to understand, Leo, is that worry is going to push wealth away. The more we worry, the more we are just putting a lot of negative energy around our business, around our clients, around money. And so when we're worried, that's going to be not a good thing for making money. And how do we fix that? So how we fix the worry is instead of worrying, we start to wonder. We become more childlike, like you, and curious, and we start to wonder, well, money didn't come into my business today. I wonder what that's all about. Instead of money didn't come into my business today, I'm so worried. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, because then if you find the cause, then you can have money come into your business again. Instead of like, oh no, money's not coming, I need to pivot. Oh gosh, I need to spend like 50 hours to get a new game plan. Oh no, my life's going in shambles. Right? It's just total chaos.
Correct. Worrying creates total chaos. And actually, I have discovered that there are more ways that we push money away than just worry, but worry is the big one.
Yeah. Like sometimes, in order to get money, you gotta do things that like you don't have to that you don't want to do. Like for instance, maybe that's like going down to the bottom of the ocean and finding a rare fish, but they'll pay you like $10 bajillion, right? If you have a fear of the ocean, you're going to hate it. And I don't use the word hate very often, but from personal experience, I do not like the ocean. So if you don't like the ocean, but $5 bajillion is a new number and it's a lot of money, so maybe it'd be worth it. But sometimes you just gotta do it. It's just like the Nike logo. Just do it. You just gotta just take the hat. Oh gosh, I'm gonna just do it.
Just do it. Yeah. Well, and that is something I agree with you, Leo. That is something that every entrepreneur needs to weigh and measure. Is this worth what, I'm going to get on the other side? Is it worth it? Like if you really hate the ocean, and you don't use that word lightly, is it worth it to you? Is $5 bajillion worth it to you? And sometimes it's not. And so it's very important as a business owner and as a person to understand what we call your boundaries. And that means saying, this is what I'm willing to do and this is what I'm not willing to do. And when we have good boundaries, then life has a way of lining things up. I have discovered life has a way of lining things up for us so that we're not, we're just on the edge of facing our fear, right? So maybe instead of having to dive to the bottom of the ocean for this $5 bajillion, because you're willing to take a step towards the ocean, not dive totally in, but take a step towards the ocean, but then you stop then maybe life will throw that fish up on the shore so that you don't have to dive deep into the ocean. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, I guess, how do I put this? It's like, like a speaking on a stage, right? You don't want to speak on a stage, but you're like, at this point, I don't care. I don't know, I'm just gonna do it. You walk up there like, okay, hello, my name's Leo, right? And then for some reason, they all just start clapping for no reason. You don't even know if it's at you. They just start clapping, and you're like, I don't mind. So sometimes you just gotta do it.
Exactly. It wasn't so bad. And I like to also do things sometimes with my clients and with myself. I like to do things in baby bird bites. So just like your example, instead of like feeling like I have to do a 4-day event and be on stage every single day, I do a 20-minute event where I get up on stage and people start clapping, and then it's not so bad. It's like, oh, I could maybe do an hour and a half the next time, or maybe I could do a full day the next time of speaking, or maybe eventually I could do a 3 or 4 day event speaking, right? So instead of trying to there are people who use the phrase eat the elephant all at once. Not that I want to eat elephants, nor do I think you want to eat elephants. No. So instead of eating the elephant all at once, we just take a bite out of the elephant's, left leg or something.
Yeah, that I don't think that would taste good, but I get the analogy.
Right. I don't think it would taste good either. I was trying to think of a better analogy, but that was the one that came in the moment. So yes, exactly. The things that I help my people with, and that I also do myself, is really, how can we be more curious? How can we be in wonder? How can we be more experimental? How can we give ourselves permission to do a small thing or even a medium-sized thing rather than trying to do the gigantic thing immediately? Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Yeah. Well, as always, I can't leave you hanging and you getting no support, because I already self-promoted this amazing, beautiful, just all-around wonderful hat, but I can't leave you hanging. So is there maybe websites, socials, links?
Totally. Yeah, totally. Thank you, Leo. I really appreciate that. You're such a good host. So
Thank you.
I actually have a special quiz for the people who are listening to this podcast. I talked earlier about the 5 ways that the 5 elements of wealth: the time, the health, the imagination, the ecosystem of exchange, and the fun with family, friends, and fellows on the path. And I actually have a little quiz that's called the Wealthy Life Readiness Quiz. And people can take this. It's a short quiz. You can go to quiz.wealthylifementor.com. And if you go to that link, you can take the quiz, and it will give you a score to how ready you are to welcome a wealthy life. And also, if anybody's interested in my podcasts, I have 2 podcasts: Wickedly Smart Women. That's WICKEDLY, Smart, SMART, Women, WOMEN podcast. And then Leading Visionaries, LEADING VISIONARIES podcast. So they can tune in there.
Perfect. Well, guys, go help support Anjel. She's been an amazing guest on today's podcast. And as always, are you ready for the final question?
Final question. What's the final question, Leo?
Are you sure that you're prepared for it?
Okay, I think I'm ready.
Okay. Now, normally, nowadays cereal has gotten out of hands fast. We're talking like 10 bajillion grams of sugar in cereals. Instead of Lucky Charms, Lucky Diabetes, Cocoa Pebbles, Sugar Pebbles, Fruity Pebbles, Diabetes Pebbles. Basically, your favorite cereal brands. It's 2026 now. Tons of garbage. However, the peak of pretty much everyone's life is either when they make their first $1 million sale, or their childhood. And what better way of the childhood has it been other than cereal? And your favorite cereal brand, I'm sorry, but they're most likely ruined by now, unless you would buy one of those like healthy cereals. But anyway, the main question is, when you did eat cereal, did you put the milk or the cereal first?
Oh my goodness, what a question, Leo. So first off, I stopped eating cereal a very, 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 very long time ago. And when I ate cereal, when I was probably your age, one of my favorite cereals was what the heck was it called? Honey
Nut.
No, not Honey Nut Cheerios.
Honey bunches of oats.
Nope, not honey bunches of oats.
Honeycomb.
Honeycombs,
Yes.
yes. Honeycombs was my favorite cereal. I always put the cereal in first and then put the milk on. Always,
Yes.
always. And with honeycombs, you had to be careful because at the beginning they were kind of too crunchy, but if you let them sit in the water too long, they got soggy. So there was like this perfect spot. And of course, it was total sugar back then too, Leo. And we don't eat those things anymore.
Yeah. It sit in the water. Did you ever use water in cereal?
No, milk only. Only milk.
Okay. Because you said when sit in the water, I'm like.
Oh, sit in the liquid. I meant liquid when they sat in the liquid. Yeah,
just making sure.
Yeah,
okay,
no,
good.
I didn't use water.
That's nasty stuff in cereal. I gotta be honest. Who puts the milk first? Because then the cereal doesn't get splashed with the milk, and then it's not all evenly distributed and all that other stuff.
Yeah, I don't understand anybody who puts the milk first, but there are people in the world who are different than us, Leo, and we need to accept that they're just going to be different and not try and use too much of our energy to change things that can never be changed.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, speaking of people with different cereal, I interviewed this guy, and you're not gonna believe it. So if he was ever in a tight spot and he wanted to have cereal, he would grab the cereal box, open the plastic bag, but keep it in the cereal box. Then he'd just pour like a bunch of milk into the cereal bag, put it back in the box, close the bag, shake it up, and just eat it here every once in a while. I might have to try that. It sounds good, and then it also sounds interesting.
Well, they make little ones for camping. They make little cereal boxes that are about this big for camping, and you can cut down the center and open up the plastic and pour the milk right into the little cereal boxes. So he just did it with a big one.
Yeah. He's like, I'm just pouring the whole jug of milk in there, shake it up. I'm going to keep it in my back pocket for like 2 hours, and then I'll just eat it later.
I think it would be pretty soggy after 2 hours, Leo.
True. That would be kind of nasty. Now I think about it. Yeah. Well, as always, before we come to closing of today's podcast, guys, hit the like button, smash the subscribe button, and also hit the bell button. And as always, follow us on Instagram, subscribe to us on YouTube, and you can listen to us on Spotify. And as always, it was nice chatting with you.
Oh, thank you, Leo. It was a pleasure for me to chat with you as well. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Yeah. Well, until next time, guys. Bye.